Hey y'all, it's Keisha from Imperial Custom Printing. What's going on? I'm printing some basketball shirts. This is what they look like. After I struggled with the white, let's talk about it. So, just wanted to share a little bit of this job with you guys. So I originally got this ink called WM Plastics. Never heard of it before, but it's something I can get here in town from a small supplier. So I decided to do that because my Union ink, maybe I should show that to you guys. Is this it? Oh, so, nope, that's red. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Anyway, I had Union ink. I think part of it cured in the bucket or it dried out. Whatever, it's unusable. I'm gonna have to use some curable reducer with it, which I happen to get today, which is a lifesaver. Super happy about it. So, let's talk about how I got to the curable reducer thing. So, originally, I started printing these shirts with just the regular white ink. Now, in my basement, it gets really, not like really cold, but colder than the main level of the house. If you've been in townhomes, you know what I'm talking about. So, it was like maybe 60, like the ambient temperature in here was probably about 69, 67, 69 degrees, somewhere in there. Not warm enough for screen printing, okay? And I didn't realize how much that impacted the issues I was having with printing this job with this white. Now, this is a brand new bucket of white, of course. I just got it on Friday. It's a 100% cotton white from, like, again, I said, this company is called WM Plastics. They're lesser known, but it's good. So when I originally stirred it up, I stirred it up with the blade and the drill and all that, and it was still really thick, and I was struggling with it. Let me show you some examples of what I'm talking about. So when I originally was doing this job, right, it was so thick that I was like, you're battling the thickness of the ink by more force, and that's never a good cycle to be in. It just gets worse. It actually I was using so much force and trying to get it through that. And this is a 110 mesh, by the way. So that says a lot, right? That it actually knocked my off contact off, and that's never happened before. So I was like, oh, this is not good. So this was kind of what was happening. It's ghosting. That's when it was knocking the off contact off. Go up. Sorry, that's my dog. And then this started happening where it would just, I was doing a flash print, and then it would just, I don't know, it would just shift, or maybe I was over flashing a shirt, and I don't think it was that though. Cause yeah, so it was just moving, but I got that fixed, and then it started doing just stencil drag basically, and it was almost there, but it just wasn't acting right. So I was like, dang, I messed up 3 shirts, and it wasn't good. So I decided, whoops, I'm over there dropping. Oh, dang it. So I decided to just say, hey, let me just figure out how I can warm it up in here. I forgot that in this particular place, I closed the vents down here in the summer because it gets too moist with the air conditioner. It stays down here, so it gets super humid and messes with my emulsion. So I'll close the vents, and it helps with that. But I forget to open them back up in the winter to let the heat in, and so it's not super cold down here. It helps with that temperature issue. So, and I'm now running a space heater. I've been running it for a little bit now, and then with the flash dryer kicking out 600 plus degrees, it is now an ambient temperature of about 85 in here. So loving that. I'm kind of not, but for the ink and the printing, yes. So now that I fixed those issues and I used curable reducer for the first time, I actually got this off of Amazon, but I think this is from oh God, I'm gonna lie. I can't remember what this brand is. Rapid Cure, Screen Print Direct. There we go. That's the company this is from, but they sell it on Amazon too. And I used a little bit in a deli container like this. I bought some of those off of Amazon too. They're just little 16-ounce deli containers. Put some of the white in the main container in that, put some curable reducer, mix it up, and I instantly could feel it loosening up. And I was like, ooh, well, that's good. So yeah, then I decided, well, let's do some printing. It was kind of rough at first. This wasn't the shirt, was it? Oh, yes, it was. So I did it like about 3 test prints, and then it came out like this, which was mostly okay. There's no doubling of anything like on this side. As you can see, you know, it's nice. It's much sharper, and yeah, better detail. It was kind of weird on one of the ends, but that was me. But now I'm like getting it in, and it's starting to break in, get warm. I'm working it. I've stopped now, so I'm gonna get back to it. Yeah, now it's coming out like perfect. So I'll show you really quick. I'm gonna print this shirt. And these are the same, like these G500. What do you call it? Just 100% cotton basic T-shirt. Now I still got ink building up on the back of the squeegee, but I'm not like super worried about it because I can tell that it's much warmer now. It's flooding a lot easier. Like I was struggling with flooding it. Now I can just easily do it. Looks great. So I'm gonna sling this over and gel it. I do this for right now. I've had to adjust it because I'm not used to it being this hot in here. So I'm doing about 7 seconds. And that seems to be good enough. So then I come back, and I've been just playing with this. Let it in. And one hit. Looks great. That looks great. I'm loving the way that's coming out. Look at that. Now it's nice and sharp. You can see that horse. It's looking good. Hopefully you can see it. Those little letters down there. So it's coming out way better, and I'm happy now because, man, it was a struggle yesterday when I was starting to do this job. I was just kind of like, dang, you know, I'm kind of struggling with this white. Like I was printing it fine like 3 months ago. Now it's like, okay. But let me tell you, I mixed it. I tried using was experimenting. I was trying a heating pad. I thought I'd sit it on, you know, the main bucket on a heating pad, and I didn't really like that. I don't know, I don't like it. I tried wrapping it around the container. I tried just sitting it on there. I wasn't really liking that. I'm too scared to sit it in front of the heater because I'm pretty sure that's how I messed up. Well, I know for sure that's how I messed up my poly ink over there from Wilflex. And I'm pretty sure that's what's been wrong with my Union ink white, is that it might be partially cured in there. So, yeah, it's looking much better now, and I'm ready to just cruise through this job and get it done. It's 164 shirts, and it is going to be, now that I figured out the problem. Oh, look at that flood. That's beautiful. Piece of cake. It's gonna be a piece of cake now. I'm loving it now. Me and White we've had such a beef, but I think everybody does. So I don't feel like alone. Cause man, sometimes when you're going through this and it's just drives you nuts, you know? Drives you nuts. One nice. I'm loving that I can do the one, you know, do the 2 hits, doo-doo, and flash it, and then do the one nice hit, and then it's done. Because I was doing, I was playing with, like, print, you know, like, stroke, stroke, flash, 7 seconds, stroke, stroke, so it'd be 4, like, hits total. And that came out shiny, and I didn't like that. So that's what made me cut it down to just like stroke, stroke, flash, then one like covering pass. Much better. Like, looks way better. It's more matte. It looks good. So, yeah. I don't know if this video will be helpful for you guys. I hope that it is, because I went through it there yesterday. So. But I'm telling you, this curable reducer right here, if you're struggling with white, please use this carefully, because I use like as little as possible, and it's still white. So now I got a feeling like, okay, that's what I'm looking for. And I'm not sure if this will be helpful, but let me show you if I have enough in here, how much or what the consistency of this ink is with curable reducer in it. So this is the container I mixed it in, just a little bit. I don't have much in here, but it's like good, and it's nice and warm in here. So it's still a little thick, but it's workable, and I'm super duper happy about it. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I'm just gonna do a little printing and then I'll get off of here. Yeah, I got a while to go because yesterday when I was struggling with this, I was down here for 2 hours. And I only made it through 25 shirts, and 3 of them I messed up, like completely messed them up. They weren't savable at all. So, yeah. Now, I can get back to, oh, that looks good. Oh, that looks great. That sounded great. Everything is great now. So yeah, curable for now, for me, right now, I think that using a little bit of curable reducer will be good for me until I can figure out at least maybe, well, not necessarily figure out how to do it without it, but I have a brand that I just learned about that makes some great inks that I'm gonna try. That's called One Stroke inks. They're really expensive, but they're supposed to be like super good. So look at that. And it doesn't look like I'm having any fibrillation, which I'm super happy about also. But yeah, One Stroke inks are supposed to be like super good. They're supposed to be very forgiving in environments like with temperature issues and all that. There's people that say they print in their garages in 35-degree weather in Chicago and the white ink is ready to just come out the bucket and you don't even have to mix it. Kind of hard to believe that, but like, I don't know. But I've had several people tell me, do the One Stroke ink. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for it. So yeah, but until then, we're gonna rock with this WM Plastics ink. So far, so good. I like the way it looks and feels now that everything is going well. But yeah, and it's curing great. I have no curing issues going on. So yeah, I hope this was helpful for you guys. And you know, if you're out there struggling with white, I hope that you can get it. Definitely use curable reducer if you need to, but like I would suggest, like, I wouldn't jump immediately to that. Like, try to make sure that everything else is all, you know, checked off the list. Make sure your off contact's good. Make sure your squeegee blade is sharp. Make sure it's hot, not hot, but warm in your shop. It needs to be an ambient temperature of like at least 80 degrees. I think I've heard people say 70. It needs to be 80 because it's 80 in here right now and everything's flowing great. So but once you get that all figured out, make sure your inks are warm. And I just learned that you're not supposed to, when you're mixing with the drill, you're not supposed to be going like super fast with it. It's supposed to be slow and stuff because that can mess with the plasticizers in the ink. So, and make it just kind of weird. So, yeah. And then for me, the main thing that's worked for me out of all the things I've tested, as far as warming up the ink itself, is setting the bucket on top of the flash. The top of that flash right now is about 140 degrees. And of course, don't sit on there for a long time. Just sit on there for like a couple minutes, like mix it. Once you see it's like loosening up, then you're good. And put it in a different container. You don't have to mix it in the main container it comes in. Like, just put it in a smaller container because it's gonna be easier to mix. It's gonna loosen up quicker, especially if you have curable reducer. Boom, then you don't have, you know, if you mess up and put too much curable reducer, you didn't mess up a whole quart, you messed up a little bit. So you can just, not even a mess up, you can just throw more white ink in there and then correct it. So you have control over it. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna finish this job. Peace out.